It's not. No need to sit in evil eye, neighbor. Stay in your lane, neighbor. Stay in your lane. No, it's straight off for me. You know, everybody is not for you. And if someone is not for you, no need to sit up in the evil eye, you weak bitch. Have it straight off for me. You don't got self-control when it comes to discipline, you weak ass bitch. My content is not for everyone. Today's currently August 21st, 2025. Always be yourself. And I say respectfully to the genuine ones with no intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end. And I truly hope that you continue to find peace regardless of what you're going through right now. And I truly hope that you heal. You know, always be yourself, regardless to who gave up on you, always during your journey. You know, healing trauma pain is not a race or an overnight process. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself, because when the right people walk into your life, they're not saying you ain't neighbor. Hell, that was a lie. You know, because my content is not for everybody. Always be yourself, no intentions. Loving yourself, not to dim your light. Loving yourself, not to dim your light. A miracle, miracle, miracle. A miracle, miracle, miracle. Say you're loving yourself, yeah, you're loving yourself. Don't get discouraged by the enemy. Don't get discouraged by the enemy. No, I have to trade though, because the motherfucking enemy, well, on a weak ass devil at the end of the day, they would send their little goddamn minions, the gang stalk, project sports, sending fucking evil out, all types of ways when it comes to their goddamn lives. You know the hate train? Like, if someone was truly built for that, like, they will approach you and say what the problem is. You know, hey, you jealous of an innocent person speaking their face. So they gonna block your fucking energy, you weird son of a bitch. I don't know how to spell work. It be the truth to me. You be so surprised the motherfuckers that be hiding behind spoke at the end of the day. Bitch, you couldn't step properly. It's the trait of me. It took a hate train. You's a weak bitch. It don't matter if you know how to fight or not. A motherfucker will be stuck in the high school era at the end of the day when it comes to popularity and shit. Like, hold on one second. Even when you was in the fucking school at the end of the day, not everybody was fucking for you. No, I haven't checked over you, weak bitch. Be yourself, be yourself. That's what you couldn't be. No, for a motherfucker be so stuck and they forgot their own authentic C. Bitch, you ain't have one today because you a fucking copycat hating ass bitch. You mad because someone understood faces that you can relate to was standing in your lane. No, I haven't checked over me. Have a nice day somewhere else, not an innocent person's lane. How this type of stuff actually happens. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm not usually respected. I'm far from a hater, and I say that respectfully. They said you didn't have potential. A blessing in disguise, a blessing in disguise, a blessing in disguise, a blessing in disguise. I love myself, not to dim my light. Yeah, I sound like a broken record at the end of I sound like a broken record at the end of the day. But you's a weak ass bitch that got an energy harvest off someone's energy. Talking about, hold on 1 second. I was just trying to catch the cake. No, I haven't changed on you, weak ass bitch. How the fuck you caught diabetes bothering an innocent person? No, was trying to throw me when they wasn't trying to catch a cavity. So that you can relate to or stand in your lane. Trying to steal someone's flow all because you can't be authentic. When someone's truly original, truly woke at the end of that bothers your mental health. They ain't have to disrespect you at the end of the day. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. They boundaries bothered your mental health. Being authentic bothered you at the end of the day. You forgot your self-control when it came to discipline. Staying in your lane with your bad habits. Playing with spoken in a toxic way. Trying to gang stalk somebody. No, you actually was. The energy harvest off their energy. And it's a chain of thought from you how it took a hate train to go up against one person. Because they didn't have to pretend to be authentic. No, I haven't trained on me. I don't understand this weak shit either. How when someone chooses themselves to overcome obstacles, you try to rob them mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, the energy harvest off their energy because they truly had potential. They was never the issue. Confidence actually bothers your mental because you forgot to understand unconditional love started within, not someone else's faith at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. You the one that was pretending with a mask this whole entire time, antagonizing an innocent person with all your lies. Someone actually been what they said that day, that God was showing them the rhythm when it comes to their heart. Hold on 1 second, it was actually working. A soul that you don't even have at the end of the day. Talking about you for the people, but you truly go against your neighbor. Then mad your tag record with your bad habits. Now, it's the trade for me. You know, always be yourself with no malicious intentions. They said you don't got pretension, neighbor, but God didn't dim your life for another day. They said you ain't got pretension, neighbor, but they said that you was whack and corny in the most unhealthiest way. Not even shake over me. It was more so like, ring, hold on 1 second, your heart was actually working. Overcoming the obstacles, they would never understand how you better yourself. They got a shadow ban you, gang stalk you, hack your device, to lie on your name, to paint you up to be the villains, to distill your heritage. Because they lacked self-control when it came to discipline. Talking about they was keeping it real, pulling cars, energy harvesting. Didn't matter if it was a witch or a warlock at the end of the day. They try to paint you up to be something that you truly wasn't, all because of the fact that they was truly pretending. Damn. Because you believed in your face and they can't relate to it, staying in their lane. You know, conference is going to bother certain folks' mental health. But never give up on yourself when it comes to your worth. That energy is different. You could throw out that energy at the end of the day, positivity, and the motherfucker in the background can't wait to disrespect you up close to the person. Something that you don't wish on someone's household at the end of the day. Because everybody deserves to be at peace. You know that mother and father that protects their baby. You know they don't want someone sitting in the evil lie or all someone's lies. Hold on one second. Why someone just created a hate train towards that baby? Or because they lack self-control when it came to discipline. Or because that baby understood growth when it came to change. Someone was actually pouring into that baby cup even on a rainy day when they couldn't see. You know that mother and father actually stood up. Someone that actually loves their children at the end of the day to show them a better life. Something that you couldn't understand was someone actually being woke. They was discouraged. They was going the wrong direction. But healing, trauma, and pain, that elevation is different. Someone actually prayed to go within, asking God to restore me. I'm ready at the end of the day. I'm ready to understand why this testimony actually made sense. I didn't let go of me. You know, because that mother and father, they thought they didn't have patience to see another day. They wanted to give up so many times, but God was showing them grace. Showing them at the end that will bring you balance when it comes to your worth. You got children out here that truly love you. They not overlooking you. Regardless of what you go through, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. How you became the best and greatest parent ever. Not to give up on your baby, because not everybody's a parent at the end of the day. When it comes to unconditional love, who would have knew that you'd be able to weather that storm that day? Like content's not everybody. You prayed for your baby, not against yourself. And the process at the end of the day was better than yourself. That maturity is different when it comes to growth. Acting your body weight like a shoe size. God didn't tell a lie. Hold on one second. He truly woke. You know, my content is not for everyone. And I'm far from a hater copycat. Whatever these weird ass itches are saying at the end of the day. Say I ain't got potential, but my flow is actually smooth. I ain't have to try hard to be myself when they try to hurt me with their words. Said you a miracle, you don't dim your light. Said you a miracle, don't dim your light. Always be yourself and almost intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. You know, I love to talk about love. Now, every trick gonna be different. I love to talk about love. It was a ring at the door. It was a ring at the door. The door to your heart. How God said, I got you, 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 I got you. Even when they was throwing a hate train, that unconditional love is different when it comes to balance, understanding your worth. It was never competition when it came to choosing yourself. They try to make you mentally unstable, but God was truly keeping you focused to understand and go within. That transaction hits different, and I don't mean in a bad way. But hold on one second, you understood what you overcame. Trauma and pain, still being patient with time and day. That express train actually hits different, because you was catching your blessings right, the left out the rejections, because you was truly the miracle. Regardless of what you overlooked you, understanding your boundaries today when it comes to maturing. How God was pouring into your cup to shortchange you, because you prayed to go within, and God never overlooked you. Your heavenly mother, Father God, had their hands on the wheel. That energy is different. You was far from thirsty when it came to the hate train. Wow. Someone sees you to love you the right way. Someone sees you to show up for you. You know, it may not make sense to the average person, but someone didn't have to pretend to actually have feelings. It wasn't the script. Someone didn't have to play with sport and the toxic get your time and day to be on the same page. Hold on one second with that hate train. How someone's protecting your mental health when it comes to your heart. Someone wasn't discouraging you to treat you wrong at the end of the day. You know, like fumbling like your past did. The energy is different when it comes to confidence. They would never understand that self-awareness is different. Because someone didn't have a hand problem. They wasn't misleading the wrong way. Because they was praying for you, not against you. That energy is different. How someone brought peace into your life and truly pay attention. You know, they paid attention to your flaws, your good days, your bad days, misunderstanding days. They wasn't trying to do you wrong. How someone brought peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because one was the elevation is different. Wow. Someone was far from thirsty when they got to know you. It was another day when it came to this chapter called faith. It felt too good to be true, but an existed at the end of the day. Someone truly actually showed you fulfilling those shoes. Showed you what unconditional love when it came to a healthy relationship looks like. It was never for likes, if you was a cloud chasing or fame. They would never understand how someone didn't have to pretend to be somebody that truly wasn't. Because they act the same up close in person behind closed doors, cheering you on, not to do you wrong like the biggest cheerleader. Energy is different. You gained the love of best friend, a business partner. Who would have knew that true love was who would have knew that true love wasn't gonna hurt you? Wow. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. Someone truly said it was really a miracle. They've been through so much pain themselves. Only was hold on 1 second, you was able to better them. You brought them the proper balance that they needed at the end of the day. You wasn't trying to be their moms and pops and loving them the right way the first time around. Yeah, both wasn't trying to have their cake and eat it too to be faithful to each other. The energy is different. You ain't have to manipulate God when it came to God's flow, because God allowed two hearts to lock in to go within to understand, hold on 1 second, God's flow. Unconditional love, how divine timing actually works. How true love is not complicated, and I say that respectfully, when someone didn't have to be in the mindset of pretending. They truly love you the first time around. Who would have knew that true love was woke? It's the truth of it. I gotta go. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm still healing from a hate crime, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real towards your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, and I say that respectfully. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a family member due to someone's lack of self-control when it comes to discipline. It doesn't matter if someone's tax bracket, I say that respectfully. How folks be pretending to play you close, act like they're so spiritual to see you woke. You know, they be trying to throw from you how they be gaslighting you. They be acting like they trying to take the opportunity to get to know you, but they trying to diss you. He be trying to throw it for me how folks are trying to play you close. Only about you was truly woke this whole entire time, because God revealed the devil low on the enemy least expected. Only about hold on 1 second, God gave you the strength to overcome that pain. They would never understand elevation is different. You know, certain folks don't understand or don't like the fact that someone gets authentic love, or certain folks show up for innocent people at the end of the day, and they ain't gotta try hard to be their authentic self. That would really bother someone's mental health. You could be gifted, more gifted than someone, more spiritual than somebody, and they don't like the fact that you choose you. They don't like the fact that they threw sport at you and you still continue to rise. They don't like the fact that they have to gather a hate train to go with you, go up against you with all their lies. How this type of stuff actually happens when you ain't gotta say the name to someone's face. They swear that you took them on like a bad habit, but hold on 1 second, you messed up your own reputation. Trying to discourage an innocent person, because all you was doing was pretending. Act like you was pouring into someone's cup just to try to do them wrong and disrespect them out loud. But God was truly seeing what you were doing behind closed doors, and you would never understand how. No, Anna Jacob, oh my God, I gotta go. You know, no mother or father should lose a child or a loved one because someone's screaming out loud, I'm at peace with myself and I ain't wearing a mask. But the whole entire time you have insecurity problems, you have jealousy, envy, hate, and negative intentions towards the innocent person that probably knew how to respect you, even when you try to blackmail them, or you don't have to know somebody or not. How someone could send you the evil lie and they don't want you to elevate to get up out your bed. How this type of stuff actually happens. How they would gang stalk you, project spell work. They even try to energy harvest off your energy. They call you a bum ass bitch. Hold on 1 second. Who does that to go within? You gaining off the next person at the end of the day. They call their energy back. It wasn't a mistake. God saw what you was doing behind closed doors with all your lies. Pick and choose who could talk about spirituality on God. You know, the devil, narcotics. It be trying to throw me when it comes to justice. What happened to your attention to stay in your lane? Someone not for you. Hold on 1 second. We ain't the same when it comes to our pain. I know how to respect my neighbor. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, respect's a two-way street, and I say that respectfully. It's not I outdo you better than you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, and I say that respectfully. They don't pretend to act like they truly invested into you. They don't sit there and blackmail you and say, I got your free will to come to your mental health. They respect you regardless they came from poverty and pain. Regardless where they at in their spirituality, let alone a healing journey at the end of the day. It's not competition when the right people truly in your life at the end of the day. The elevation is different when it comes to healthy growth. Maturing your body weight. You ain't running from your past. The energy is different. They would never understand confidence when you actually show up for you and the right people actually choose you. And you ain't have to project spell work, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When you pray to go within and God open that door for the right people to have access to you. My content is not for everyone. You know, when I walk into your life, it's not I outdo you better than you. It's not I outdo you when it comes to your trauma. It's not I outdo you to be you. Because people will be so inspired and they have this disease within them. It's called copycat. It's a disease called you having a self crisis when it comes to your identity. When it goes too far, when you gotta hack someone's device or gang stalk them with their next door neighbor, different tags bragging. It's a train of thought for me. The doctor's still doing a diagnosis right now. No, that's the shit though when you said someone's mentally unstable because they was being an authentic self, something that you couldn't relate to. Or self-control when it comes to all in 1 second being authentic. Saying that someone stole your swag, but that was never God's swag at the end of the day. It's only one authentic person when it comes to that person's name that God gave them that day when it comes to their blueprint. They had anointings you can't take away from because it's within them. It was never competition. I'll outdo you better than you. I know how to put respect on my neighbor's name, but don't give them their flowers when this credit is due. You know, when the right people walk into your life, they respect you for who you truly are with no misintentions. They ain't sending you the evil eye. No. No, the hell ain't not. My content is not for everyone. True love is not supposed to hurt. True love is not having a hand problem. True love is not like something. The thought process, they freedom or their eyesight. I'm not even expecting I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Today is currently August 21st, 2025. You know, gang stalking is real to your household. You're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. I never something for nobody's one-sided ass contract, and I say that respectfully. Regardless of the background trying to blackmail me, against me, when it comes to my creativity, I'll work along with my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, since day one. And I say that respectfully. You know, when someone threatens your life that nobody's going to ever believe you, or they're going to have you shadow banned, or they're going to do this in the background and gang stalk you, or manipulate people, or project spell work so people don't see you in a certain light. It don't matter what subject they are in when it comes to their job description. Never allow someone to project fear on you, even when in the background sending you with an evil lie. And I say that respectfully. You didn't have to tell a lie. One thing you never was doing was running from yourself. You knew how to keep it real, something they couldn't do was be authentic. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless who's plotting a hate crime towards me, who's in the background trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy, harvest off my energy. Because I put it in God's hands. And respect's a two-way street. You ain't got to do nothing to somebody for them to create a hate train towards you. They pay this person, pay that person to discourage you, try to humiliate you, all because you had a purpose, being your authentic self, which really bothers someone's mental health. Never get discouraged. I'm nice, I'm respected, I'm far from a hater. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. I don't live in fear. We may not have the same blood type, but I still know how to respect my neighbor because I never had hate in my vein, regardless of where I came from at the end of the day. Protect your energy, protecting your family, stop the violence, and stay out of trouble. You matter and you are worthy. When it comes to my creativity, I'll work alone, no third party, and I say that respectfully because jealousy and hate and envy is real. Folks will act like they know you to project you to be mentally ill, unstable, uncompetent. At the end of the day, I may get lost in my words, but I know what I was saying that day. You say I'm slow, stupid, and retarded, but being authentic is not a crime when it comes to someone projecting a hate train. Unconditional love started within. Being patient with time and day when it comes to maturing. Never get discouraged, and I say that respectfully. Your reality is unconditional love. They would never understand God's flow. Hold on 1 second. The remedy is different when your soul was never for sale, when you usually keeping it real. You just knew how to pray for your neighbor, not against it. We not the same. Neighbor. Always be yourself with no intentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. I'm still healing from 7/31/2025. And I say this respectfully. If you ever been in a hate crime because of jealousy and envy or whatever case may be, you don't even have to know somebody for them to project a hate crime towards you. You matter and you are worthy. Or even domestic violence or any type of violence, and you are still able to show for yourself, but you feel like your voice don't matter. Your voice does matter. And I say that respectfully. One thing I don't run from is he say, she say. And one thing I don't run from is my past, regardless they lied on me or not at the end of the day. No, that's the truth, you son of a bitch. I don't run from myself. No, for real. What happened? Hello. I'll give you the breakdown within the breakdown and tell you that motherfucker was allowed. What happened? Hello. These weird chicks and dudes be doing things for likes and views. Cloud chasing, hold on 1 second, the fame wasn't my name. I ain't have to pretend to be authentic. That's why they had to play these mind games. God said, I give you a swag they can't understand to relate. Be your authentic self. All the folks that's truly for you is actually going to relate. It was never I'll outdo you. You never had hate in your vein to get physical. You knew how to respect your neighbor, to cherish their time. At the end of the day, didn't have the energy harvest of nobody's energy when it came to their opinion. You knew how to put respect on someone's name, regardless what they was going through. I'm nice and respect is currently August 21st, 2005. Step the vines. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, I always have, and I say that respectfully. I'm far from a hater regardless of who has me shadow banned in any tax bracket. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I'm far from a hater. I do not gangster people. I don't energy harvest people's energy. I don't destiny swipe with people. And I don't project sport work towards people, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. Thank you, God, for fixing my crown. They called me a crash out, but I was far from that when you brought me balance. Understood at home one second. I still knew how to respect my neighbor when they didn't understand common sense. Now, I haven't checked on me. I gotta go. Peace and respect, to the neighbor. Stop the voice. You might well on them, yeah, like. Gotta go on there, my neighbor, on them, yeah, like. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.